Let's check in with Borderlands, a movie that hasn't been very well received. Critics and audiences don't like it. If you take the tomato meter and change it to top critics, it falls all the way down to 3%. Remember, this debuted with a 0. All critics, it goes to 10%. Then we go over to audience score. Verified audience, 53%. All audience, it drops down to 38%. So this movie hasn't been very well received. We got one of the rare times here that critics and audiences both hate something. And that says something, at least to me. Now, this movie has been an absolute disaster financially. Another very bad weekend for this movie. It's not going to make its money back. I think that's pretty easy to say now because it's sitting at $18 million worldwide. It launched August 9th. So that was the release date. Came out August 9th. And it's only made $18 million. This movie is going to cost a lot of people money. Last weekend, it had a 73% drop from where it was already at. It's quickly dying out. And a lot of people, as they point out in this article, are going to lose lots of money. Why couldn't you have just made the movie fans wanted to see? I think that would have helped. But instead, the director said he wanted to make a Star Wars Fifth Element, all these other sci-fi movies. He was naming mix and put a Borderlands skin suit over it. And that's not what people wanted. You didn't get anything about the games right, from what I understand. And I've read a lot of reviews on this. The fans of this franchise are not very happy with it. And you failed right there. You failed right there. You don't have to get everything right. But it's good when you get most of it right. And you usually get pretty damn rewarded when you do something like this right. They didn't do it. Instead, it looks like they made something up there on the level of the 80s, or was it 90s Mario Brothers movie? A movie that the story of it getting made is more entertaining than the actual movie, though. I think that movie's going down better with people because it's so bad in some areas that it kind of ends up being good. I don't know if that will happen with this movie. Never say never, but most people seem to hate it a lot. So a huge financial disaster here. To date, the film has made only $18.5 million worldwide, including just $5 million overseas. The film carries a reported $115 million budget, which doesn't account for marketing. Lionsgate isn't on the hook for all of that money, as the studio sold a lot of the overseas rights to help cover costs. Even so, all of those foreign distributors can't be happy right now, and Lionsgate is still going to lose a fortune. What's worse is that Lionsgate is not nearly as big as Universal, Paramount, or Disney, and is not as well equipped to handle such a big loss. Here's another little thing that they're going to try to do to make up some of this money, because they have to figure something out. It's already going digital streaming. So I predicted this in one of my first videos covering this disaster, that this movie will go to streaming real fast, because that's what they do now. When a movie flops hard, they get it on streaming almost immediately because they have to try to recoup some of that money. Now, back in the day, you could have recouped a lot of this money through physical DVD, Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, but they've pushed streaming so hard that those have died out quite a bit. I still buy physical. In fact, I only buy physical. I don't buy streaming movies. Maybe I'm one of the last ones remaining on that, but I love my Blu-rays. I love my 4K Blu-rays. As long as they keep putting those out, my movies that I like when Deadpool and Wolverine comes out, I'll probably pick up that 4K Blu-ray for sure. I really enjoyed that movie. But a lot of people don't do that anymore. And that's hurt them. Once a movie goes digital streaming, it becomes available for everybody that likes to get things without paying for it, also known as sailing the high seas. And that's money that's lost there. And that's a growing thing. So I would imagine the amount of money that these studios make from digital streaming services where you can buy a movie, I would be willing to guess that the comparison to what people used to pay in physical is just way off. I bet you it's gone down drastically. You're pretty much giving pirators a pristine copy once it goes digital. And, you know, most people don't have any issues figuring out how to do that anymore. And that's a big blow to them. These streaming services killed a huge revenue maker. But the movie will, at least according to Forbes here, it's expected to debut on digital streaming via premium video on demand on Friday, August 30th. The streaming tracker said that Borderlands studio Lionsgate has not yet announced or confirmed the release date, and the date is subject to change. The streaming tracker, however, is typically accurate in its reports on PVOD release dates. DVD releases reported the August 30th PVOD release date for Borderlands as well. So, and that's a huge fail. You don't see this happen with movies that are successful. Though I did see Twisters is already coming to streaming. I don't think that movie flopped. I don't think it went as far as it could have, though, because, well, I mean, let's face it, Deadpool and Wolverine pretty much knocked everybody out of the park. No one was going to go see Twisters once that came out. But that movie's already out, so, you know, my point is, at least I've seen usually movies go quickly to streaming services when they fail, and this is yet another example of that. So, sorry, Lionsgate. You're going to bite the bullet on this one. You should have just done it right. The games already tell a story. All you had to do was give us that. Instead, you wanted to do your own thing, and now you're paying for it. Listen to the fans, and you usually won't go wrong. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.